Alright, so welcome back to the last video of this video series of video 10. On this video, we'll be talking about how to export stuff and something like that. So let's just say we made this really nice looking Tinkercad, or we made this really nice looking, what do you call it, a flower. Or I did before make an Oreo cookie. I believe this was quite a while ago, but I believe I made an Oreo cookie. Something like this. As you can see, it's always fully grouped out, so I don't accidentally move it somewhere. But let's just say if I want to export this Oreo, give me a second. It should be multicolor. So I want to export this. I don't want to make it into like a printable file. So two buttons. There are three buttons up here. The import button makes you be able to import shapes into here. So like you see there. So like just if you didn't want to like make a special object, so like if you want to, if it was a flame, like a fire flame, and it would just instantly be put up here instead of you have to make it yourself. Export button is can there's like many different options of Tinkercad supports, but for me I would choose STL, and down here you'll see Oreo cookie STL. The send to would be it's like either including a picture, sending it to these, all of this, and invite people. It's just something like that. This is a really useful, I guess, tool that you can use to that. So then next we'll do my STL file. So while my STL file is loading up, as you can see, the Oreo cookie is quite nicely designed. However, I did have some mishaps in this. Yeah, like sometimes these don't really line up properly. You have this being a bit closer to this. So these are just small details that many people probably won't see. Like it's not really common. Like no one goes this close to an Oreo to check like how different they are. But as a person who created this, it's quite noticeable. So also you may see how these lines or these ridges on the side are not really like functionable or not really like reliable, and that's because during that time that I created this, I don't think I knew how to use. I don't think I knew how to use I didn't know how to use like the control D function where it like makes it into a perfect circle. That's probably why. So that's probably one reason why you see they're a bit crooked, but they look pretty nice. And they're not as bad as I thought they would turn out. We can export but all of these as well, so we can export this one, STL file, and then we can export this one as well. Export this in STL. So the different types of 3D printers or softwares that you have, the different files that you might want to download. So for me, I would use a STL file, because that's just how my 3D printer works. And yeah, so let's switch on to switch to the other tab. So this is what my Cura or my slicer function, or my I guess you can say like slicer software is. So as I said before in the first video, I have Ultimaker Cura, or Ultimaker Cura as my software, which is free. And then you have all this. So here, there's not many adjustments you can do to this. You can move this Y and Z and Y and X. You can make this bigger, or you can make it smaller, really small. Make sure as long as it's not as smaller than the actual thing. This function may be a bit buggy, as you can see here. It's oh god. Let's make this 100% then. There's uniform scaling, which means that go like that. Uniform scaling makes it all so you see how like now the Z is really big and then everything else is the same. Just snap uniform scaling and then 1,000, it would all be 1,000 instantly. So uniform scaling is that, so as you can see here, it didn't move because it goes by when you press uniform scale. So let's just say if this was 100, this was 100, this was 100. Oops, I've done something wrong here. Redo everything. So now they're all 100. You press uniform scaling, and then just whatever this becomes, everything will become. Yeah, but I either if like prints like these, I'd probably keep it at the same, and if I wanted more detail, I'd probably make them a bit larger. But I wouldn't make them super large or super small, because then my 3D printer wouldn't be able to handle the how precise they would be. You got the rotations. Rotation does exactly what you think. There's a snapping tool, I guess, but like there's not really like a free angling tool. And then you can flip this. You're able to flip it in any direction, per model, and then you can support blocker. So then here, if I was to save this would be our save name. For some reason, my Cura always puts like this AIXMX thing, so I just delete that because I don't really want it. And then, yeah. Then you press slice. Slice is where the software converts all of this into like a G-code file, so the 3D printer can actually read and then relate to this. And then to preview, where to preview. So this is a really good function that I really like. So it might look really weird right now, but that's okay. So what the preview function does is that per layer. So as you can see here, 3D printers go by layers, right? So in total there are 27 layers, and this is what it looks like. So like if my 3D printer was actually to print something out, this would be how they print out the first layer. You'd create all those dots, and then this would be an outline of the actual thing, and then if we go to layer 2, we would have it create all of this. It would fill it in. So I believe this would be like a printing error here, because like we know there's supposed to be a bunch of detail. I'm personally not sure if it's my Tinkercad that made this or something like that, but it's just an error. But let's just keep going. Number 3, it would cover the entire thing, since it is the bottom one. Number 4, the rest is just pretty much just like covering it all up. 5, 6, 7, and then here's where they cover it up. And then here's the interesting part. So these layers are really interesting because like this is where they actually start printing out like the details of it. So here, so they circle it around and then they print out like that set of the details. And go one extra layer. It will print out like all the special details you see here. This is really useful. Also, the controls for this is pretty much the same as Tinkercad. So hold right to change the angle and shift right click and hold to change the panning. Press 7 and this is where your print would end. So this is all the finishing touches. And in total, my Cura predicts that it will take 30 minutes. It will take 2 grams or 1.4 m, but or meters. But I feel like the Cura is not always correct. This is the thing. The Cura prediction times are not always correct. They're always a bit shorter than usual. So, like sometimes I'd have a print. The Cura would predict like let's say 1 hour, and the actual time would be like around like 2 or something. That's just a bit. They can't really predict properly sometimes. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this 3D printer series, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.